NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, it's wild card weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the New York Giants. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing Jones. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Jones. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
So a nice run there, and I have to think a strong running game in the playoffs, maybe even more critical than the regular season. And if you go by the numbers, the man they have running it here, he was the best in the NFL.
And since he led the league in rushing yards, I think it means he's going to see the ball a lot in this game, too, because that's what they're built like. That's what they're built around. So I think the offensive line, the tight end, the wide receivers, everyone is coming together, wanting him to get the ball and get it open, and they want to carve some holes out there for him.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
You got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. Wide open receiver complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Barkley, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the 5-yard line, will this opening drive yield 6? This is third and goal. Back to throw. Jones. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Every possession in the postseason magnified, and look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit, so every point is precious.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Forced out to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd down, Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving 1st quarter. Going quickly here to Thomas. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be 1st, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
From the 31, Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Winston. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Now this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold them just a couple and force a 3rd down.
For the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. Got a man, Slayton. And he is going to have the Giants' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Okay, ready?
Jones now on 1st and 10. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in his own blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and first down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Jones. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their own 5-yard line. Winston throw complete there to Thomas. He's got room past the 30, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
Winston now to throw on first down. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Great gains back-to-back. Last time over 30 yards, better than 20 here. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To throw, Winston. Steps away to his left. Airing it out deep for Smith. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
That one brought back a few nightmares because when a quarterback gets outside of the pocket, your job as a defensive back, make sure you stay as deep as the deepest receiver and not let anyone leak behind you for a big play. A nice job there having discipline and not letting them connect on that pass.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're taking a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Jameis again. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
4th down, Winston. This is Smith with a grab. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. 18 of them. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. 18 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Saints. Winston to give. It's Kamara. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Off the play fake, Winston. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free, and there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because that incompletion's on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He's going to go up top again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
So 1 first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on 3rd down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air.
And this returnable for Hill.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. This caught left side by the tight end Parham.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Winston. Looking here for Smith downfield. It's caught inside the 25.
And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 41 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up even more.
That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A great play there as the first half is winding down.
And the Saints continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. A short kick taken in. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Winston. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This one from 46 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium, but you know who was not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
Jameis now on 1st down. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Okay.
Play fake. Winston. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And incomplete on the deep ball.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They begin with a run by Barkley. Oh, he shifts past him. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 58 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now this time he'll look to throw. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. That was the safety, Marcus May, who got the sack there.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Winston. Looking long for Thomas. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go to Barkley again, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere in the middle. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. Line. He'll start with a give to Kamara. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. And he's got some space here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
The tackling in this game has not been good so far. We've seen our share of missed tackles. Case in point, that one right there. And that miss led to another big play. I don't know if it's effort. I don't know if it's technique, but they'll have to work on that in practice.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Winston.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Winston to the sideline here on 4th down, and Will Lutz gets set for a New Orleans field goal try.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Fields this way up at the 17.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Barkley. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Throwing Jones. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Wait.
Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. It got his man complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years, and the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
44 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
On the counter, here's Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara
saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Saints have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook. Go play action. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Jones just going to bat this forward on the jet sweep.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jones, he finds his man Johnson. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And some room to roam now. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, 66 yards.
And the Giants are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so because right now it's looking more and more that they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point. On the road, no less, in the wild card round. And they look to finish things off here in this fourth quarter. The tackle there by the safety, Xavier McKinney.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second and 9.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara.
Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Hey, 5 on the 50. Let's go.
On third down, here's Kamara. Consecutive gains of 1, 2, and now 3 yards. Brings up fourth down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can. It's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
And he's got room. There he goes, right side. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Jones throwing for it.
That's caught at the 2. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on?
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
A good running there by Kamara on first down as he takes this ahead for a gain of 5.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Again, it's Kamara. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.